super excited for today's episode because Rebecca is taking the wheel.
That's right.
What are we going to talk about today, babe?
I want to update on what's happening in our lives right now. So what we're going through, what changes are being made. We back in, I don't know, like maybe 5 months ago or something like that, we got the biggest scare, which was that COPPA was going to make us have no money on YouTube. And it was interesting timing because a few months prior to that, we dipped on YouTube really badly, and we were like, what are we going to do? And that was before COPPA.
Yeah, we were dipping before COPPA ever hit. So when we saw COPPA was coming, I was like, we're going to lose everything.
Yeah. And it was basically, it felt like
Armageddon.
a death date or something. Like
end of the world.
When that happens, when January 1st hits, our lives are over as we know it. That's how I felt. I really felt like that. But I realized we haven't really given an update on how it's been since. And like,
now that it's February
and we're still alive, we should talk about that.
Okay, cool. I like the idea. So what do we want to talk about?
So,
we're alive.
We're
Number
alive.
one.
We're still here. YouTube is still going. It's always hard in January. Like, if I could give a rundown of like finances throughout the year and how much, not exactly how much we make or anything, but like, so there's 4 quarters in the year, and each one has, you can make more money or less money. And December, so let's see, what is it? January, February, March. That's the first quarter. Typically, it's horrible. It's the worst one of the whole year. And we make, I don't know, how much would you say is our income cut from our best quarter, which is the quarter right before that. That's the holidays season. So like October, November, December is the very, very best one. That's when we make the most money.
Yeah.
Off of ads. And it's because the ad companies are spending they're saving it kind of for the end of the year when most people buy things around Christmas.
Right.
So what would you say? How much?
It's a really big stark contrast going from the most, like the biggest month of the year, which is December. That's where most of the ad buying happens.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking quarter. I'm talking about month.
Okay.
December's the best month. January is the worst month. And so you literally go from this high, like you're on top of the world in December.
I can do anything.
So typically so if January represents 100% of our revenue, then if December is 100%, then January is about 40%. So we lose about 60% of what we were making in December in January. Because of COPPA, I was projecting that we'd be making about 10% in January from what we made in December because of COPPA, and it ended up being about 25%. So it wasn't as bad. A
little bit better than what we thought.
And in all reality, we normally see that 40%. We're about 40% in January, and to go down only to 25, that's only 15% difference, which isn't so substantial that we need to lose our minds and think it's the end of the world. Like,
but man, that was a rough few months. I like mentally I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like,
we still need to supplement our income.
Yeah.
And I think, is that kind of what you wanted to talk about? Some of the other projects we're working on?
Yeah, well,
because it definitely gets me excited.
Yeah, it gets me excited too. But the thing is, like, back a few months ago when we got the news about COPPA, and right before that, we were dipping so badly, and we had just bought a big house, and it was just really, really, really scary. Like, some days, we have freedom to do whatever we want each day. Most of the time we're just working because that's how we make a living, right? But there were some days where we would get really terrible news, like you could lose up to 95% of your income. And being told that, it just feels so hopeless. And like, especially because that's where we're making most of our money. That is where we're making, at least now we're working on other projects, but at the time it was like, that's our income. That's it.
That's our livelihood.
Not something else.
Without that, we can't. I have to go get another job.
So there were days where the hopelessness, it was crippling, and he would just play video games, and I would like do
You
nothing.
make it sound terrible.
No, like both of us would do nothing because we just like, and this didn't happen very often, but it was a couple times where it was so scary, and we were both so sad that we didn't do much.
So pause. You need to fix your microphone. Notice how when I look at you, I'm still talking into my microphone. This is you when you're looking at me. So get it into the right place. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
I think it needs to be tilted up a little bit so that it actually grabs your voice.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So,
and I'm not saying.
Hang on, before you go on. Okay.
You don't need to defend yourself.
No, I do have to defend myself because you painted this picture that makes it sound like I'm just like, it's the end of the world. I'm going to play video games.
That is what I felt like.
But that's not what actually. That was your perception.
Oh, okay.
But from my angle, this is important.
Okay.
For my reputation is on the line as a provider and a father. So, so there was a specific game coming out that I'd been looking forward to all year, and it happened to come out in November, the middle or end of November, and I was like waiting and counting down the days till this specific game came out, and I had told myself when this game comes out, I'm going to take a few days off and I'm just going to play it. I'm going to beat the game. I'm going to get my satisfaction from the game, and then I'm going to get back to work. And so I had scheduled this vacation months in advance. And then, sure, it happens to happen at a really critical time of the year where we're kind of in a panic mode. But like, for me to be playing that game, it wasn't my way of like, oh, it's the end of the world, I give up. It's like, no, I'm keeping this commitment to myself. I worked hard all year. This is my reward. And when I'm done, I'm going to get back to work. And I did.
Yes, you did.
So
you're right. That's your side of the story. And my side of the story was, I am so hopeless and I don't know what to do. And he's just playing video games now. And we've lost all hope.
That might have been your reality. You're like, oh, he's just playing video games forever now. I guess it's the end of the world and he's given up. Like, that might have been your attitude.
All I remember is that happened on like the same day that we got really terrible news that it would be like 95%. You're like, okay, I'm going to go play video games.
I will admit, it was kind of nice to be able to play video games
at that point.
And just turn off all the crazy because it was a time where I was needing to take a break from my stress.
I think that the biggest lesson we've learned from that experience now, knowing that not all of our income is gone, number one.
Yeah. So
it's not as hopeless as we thought. And number two, I think I never want to be put in that position again.
Same. Yeah.
And it's just lit a fire underneath both of us to go, nope, sorry. It was nice. It's nice doing YouTube because we don't have a boss, right? But just the nature of that being our only job gives us a boss. Like, because they have a say over our life if they're the only income we have. And so, yes, we don't have a boss, but we really do have a boss because they can take away our income still. They can just be like, demonetized, or 3 strikes, you're out. Your channel's gone. Like,
we still have to play by the rules.
There's rules and there's regulations, and it just gets tighter and tighter over the years. Like, it's just gotten more and more and more regulated, and it's for protection for people. Like, I'm not dogging on that. I just I feel more stress because there's less freedom in it, and I really, really, really do not like the idea of having someone else be able to say whether or not we're able to make money or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said before, it's just really lit a fire under us, and we're like, okay, well, we've heard all the millionaires have like 6 different incomes, right? Like, they always have plenty. They're not ever going to go without because they have a backup plan, and that backup plan has a backup plan, and like, right. Like, it's set in stone. They're taken care of because they've thought it through and they're smart about it, and they've made sure that they have plenty of sources of income,
right,
so that they never go without. So that's where we're at right now. We're like, okay,
Diversify.
we're diversifying, and it's really hard, and it's really stretching our abilities and our patience because it's taking a long time. Considering, well, it's really not taking a long time. It's just, I mean, compared to YouTube, it's like snapping a finger, right? Because YouTube took so long to build, but
years and years. Well, that's just the thing. Like, the hard part is over, and the hard part is getting past your own limiting,
beliefs,
restrictive belief patterns, bad habits,
Mhm.
right? Like, we've changed as people to where we are not afraid to take action.
Mhm.
We make a plan, we see the plan, it makes sense, we act. Like, just having that drive and that fire to be able to just
Grit.
act on your plan, and then when it doesn't work, fix it and keep going and keep going and keep going. Like, that tenacity is something that has to be learned through
trial and
error
over and over.
Exactly. And we've done that.
Yep.
That's the hardest part. Now that we've done that, we just apply that formula into a new thing, whether it's YouTube or some other sales funnel like that we're learning about.
ClickFunnels, we're doing ClickFunnels.
So we just take that same thing and put it into something else, and you're going to see way more success way faster.
Yep.
Because you're not starting from the ground level of like, what is a business? How do I, how do I find motivation to get out of bed and work this morning? Like, we've gotten past that.
Yeah, you have. Recently.
You're here right now.
That's true. You're better at it than me, though. That's for sure.
I've been doing it longer.
More consistent. So at this point right now, Michael is okay. This is so weird because typically me and Michael do everything together, like all the time. We're just, I don't know. Ever since he quit his full-time job, it's been like, okay, what are you doing today? Okay, I'll just do that. That's what I do.
Well, because
we just work together. We support each other,
and with YouTube, like, I can't. Like, you guys have seen our things. Like,
yeah.
I'm not doing this podcast alone. We don't do the beach house alone. Like, no channel we've ever done is like solo, just me by myself. Like, it's always both of us. It's like, Becca, I need you to be on it today because we got to film all these videos. So it's like, I relied on you even more than myself sometimes to be able to see the success that we have.
And during this time, I've been like, I mean, there were times. Okay, when Michael first quit his job, I said, listen, you can't mess up my schedule. That was like, I just scoff at that now because everything was messed up about our schedule, about my schedule after that. It was like, no, it's our schedule now. And I don't do what I used to do. Like, my whole life was turned upside down. So I lost kind of that drive to make my own schedule and to just go by whatever my schedule was, because I was like every day, like, okay, Michael, what do we need to do? And then he's like, okay, we need to film this, and then we'd just do it. So fast forward to nowadays where all of a sudden we're putting less time into YouTube only because we're taking some time to build some other projects. And it's really Michael who's taking the time to build those other projects. And I am being put back into, and I say being put, but I'm choosing to be put back into just being a mom. And like taking the time to just sit and be with the kids and clean and cook and do laundry and all the normal things that moms do, right? And not just let everything fall to pieces because we gotta film a video. Well, I am discovering that it's extremely difficult to jump back in. I don't know what it is. I just want to do whatever Michael's doing all day long. So he's in the office, and for some reason, whatever he's doing just seems so much more exciting than whatever it is that I'm doing.
It is.
It's true. Well, it's like,
it's very exciting.
It's progression. When you do work outside of the home, you get credit for it, I think is a good way to put it.
People see it.
Yeah, you get at least acknowledgement for work that you've done.
But look at what I did. I made this great thing.
Yeah, like, look, I created something, or I
You get credit for being a mom though, because when people see the kids and how well behaved, they always give you the credit. Like, you must be a great mom. Oh, your kids are homeschooled? Great job. You taught them so well. Like, you owe it. That's always the default.
And I'm like, my husband does it. No, I do it too. Just not as much as you. But
and if the kids misbehave, you're a bad mom and you need to do the right?
Yeah. No, so anyways, it's just like really...
That's why you just edit the kids so that no one ever knows.
Just edit it all out. They're perfectly behaved. You'll never know. No, so anyways, I'm just really struggling right now to fit back into motherhood all the time. And like more so like I just it's been difficult to get up in the morning and get going because I just don't feel like there's a whole lot to look forward to.
You don't have a lot of excitement for the daily grind.
And I was talking about this on another video we made that's actually something that you guys probably won't see, but still. I've really been struggling with the motherhood daily grind. Daily grind of motherhood.
So we actually filmed a video a few months ago that we haven't shared, and I don't know if we ever will. We talked all about the stress and the struggle and like the fear of the unknown, because this was back in like the fall, because we saw that this was coming. We were having the dip. We saw COPPA was coming, but we didn't know what was going to happen, and we're kind of like in this panic of being in this black tunnel where we didn't know the light. We didn't know how we were going to get out, and we were kind of lost at the time. And soon after that, a few things transpired that really were like dominoes. Like, this thing happened, and then that created this thing, and then that thing fell over, and that made another thing happen. It was just like one thing after another, chain reaction, to where we were like, now here we are at the end. And really, I say the end, but it's like,
it's really the beginning.
It's really the beginning, but basically now we can see what's coming. We can see where the path is going. We see our next step. We see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's bright and it's beautiful and it's exciting, and it's like we have hope now. And I think that's kind of what you wanted to talk about today was to get a little bit more into that. And I want to share that with you guys because it is exciting. It's something that for years and years YouTube was like and it got me excited because we were doing really, really well, and we were having all these fun adventures.
And not only like just that YouTube was it, but we were of the mindset of one job makes money. Like, from going, I don't know, we just went from regular job, right, which is our one income that we had, to moving into YouTube, and where it's like, yay, now all we have to do is YouTube, and we never have to have another job or another income because this is enough.
Right.
And now, through all the struggle and all the frustration of learning that like it's not consistent, and when you have a big house payment, you need consistency, at least a little bit. And we could slide, like we could have let it slide if we were in a different house, but now it's like, no, we have to be able to be more consistent with our income, and it's just not consistent. YouTube is not consistent with money.
It's not. So with this new...
Oh wait, and sorry.
Go ahead, say what you gotta say. Say what you need to say.
But now, through all of this, I feel like we have learned the lesson, which is in all these self-help books, by the way, of millionaires. Like, millionaires have multiple incomes. And so I feel like it has pushed us to a point where we're like, okay, yes, we've been told that many times, that multiple incomes are like how they do it, right? How the big wigs do it. But like, now I feel like it's pushed us to a point where we're like, we are actually doing that and accepting it, and not just like, oh, one day maybe. It's like, no, we have to do that now, actually, or else we're gonna be in trouble. So anyways, now you can say what you want to say. We just opened up our mind to that possibility.
Right. I think we've seen possibilities in years past, but we were always so consumed with YouTube that it was like, you know what, we're doing really good financially, like we're taking care of ourselves, we're doing good, like I don't need to worry about that, or I don't need to worry about that, even though those were good options. In the moment, we were like 100% all in, just YouTube, purely YouTube, and that was great. I wouldn't change it because I think that was what we needed to be doing at the time, and it was working. But now as we're seeing the tides are changing and we need to diversify, like I think it's important to say, and this isn't something that I don't know if we've really talked about, is like my financial ambition. Like my whole life I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur ever since I was a little kid.
He came built that way.
I wanted to be my own boss, live my own life. You know, I'm just too much of a free spirit.
Create your own limits, not having anybody else create them for you.
Right. So
which you shouldn't create your own limits anyway.
But I didn't want to be so like restricted my whole life that I have to be working to be able to survive. Like I wanted to be able to go on the dream. Like I see people going on the dream vacations and they have nice houses and nice cars and they have all these nice things. And I'm like, why not me? What does it take to get that? I'm going to do that. That's always been my ambition. Like YouTube, yes, we love to entertain. We love you guys. But at the same time, like to the flip side of that coin, like we also love the financial that comes with that. So
we need the financial that comes with
of course,
and we love it.
But that's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's why we started all this, was to be able to quit my job, live the life we've always wanted. Financially, you need money to be able to do that.
That's probably why it's frustrating to me a little bit, because our initial reason why we joined YouTube and started in the first place was, there's a lot of people out there who are just vlogging their life. So they don't have to do anything different than what they would normally do. They just film it. And we're like, we could do that. Well, that's not how it is nowadays. It's changed a lot. It's not so easy to just film whatever you're doing. You have to get out of your comfort zone and do lots of interesting, unique, fun things if you want to be seen nowadays. It didn't used to be like that. So
yeah,
we've had to change with how many changes have been on YouTube.
The interesting thing is what we found could completely replace YouTube financially and take it 10 times what YouTube ever did for us. And it's kind of blowing my mind, the possibilities. And in fact, I told this to Rebecca as I went to a convention a week ago and I learned about how you can use this program, the software. And I was like, Rebecca, if we had started this instead of YouTube 8 years ago, when we started YouTube, if we'd started this 8 years ago instead, we would be multi-millionaires by now, like tens of millions of dollars. I just know it because all that passion, all that energy, all that time that we put into YouTube, if we'd put that same amount of passion, drive, energy, and time into this other project, then I just know that we would be successful there, and it has so much more potential than YouTube ever has. So I've had to kind of look at this and say, okay, like, if we replace our income off of YouTube with this other project, am I going to still do YouTube? And I've had to kind of really look at this and be like, why am I really doing YouTube? Like, if the money's not there, will I still do it? And why?
And we had to start questioning that all the way back months and months ago when they first started saying, you're going to lose all your income. Right. We were like, if we lose all of our income, wait, will we still do it?
Yeah, are we even going to still do it anymore?
Well, we had to think also, like, will we have time to do it? If we're trying to build other things, if we're trying to do other jobs, like, will we have time to do it? I don't know. It depends on what job it is. And, do we have a passion for it without the money? Like, really, what really is our intentions with YouTube? Why do we do what we do? And I think both of us decided the exact same thing and feel good about it.
We're going to quit YouTube.
Yep.
Just kidding. No, really, I think this is what actually gets me really excited about moving on in our life and making this next steps and opening these new doors, is like, now YouTube will literally be just a passion project. We're literally doing it because we love it. And honestly, like, so many of you guys have been with us for years and years and years and years and years. And I want to make sure that you know that time commitment that you put in of like getting to know our family and falling in love with our family and the things that we've done, like, you guys know us so well. And I don't ever want to just discard that because it doesn't serve me anymore, right? I don't want to just throw away that relationship that we've built simply because I'm not making money off of you. Like, I want it to be like, I want you to know that we're here We're going to still be here. We're going to keep creating content because
Except honestly,
we love it.
It will be better than ever, because there have been times where we have fallen out of love with YouTube and where we've just been doing it because we needed the money. And like,
the only time we've fallen out of love with YouTube is when we're not doing well financially and we're putting in all of our best effort.
Yeah, and it's really frustrating. But like, to take the need to make money with YouTube out of the picture and just do it for fun, I honestly I get so excited about it, because I feel like the people who do well on YouTube are the people who you can tell are being genuine and who are actually having fun and not forcing it. So in a way, it's like if we didn't have to worry about the money side of it, we would probably make the most money we've ever made in our lives. Because, like,
we're just letting loose and having fun.
Like, and that makes such a huge difference. And so I actually am looking forward to that day, and I think it will be soon. I'm hoping that it will be really soon.
I am too. Because that will mean that we're doing good financially. Yeah.
And something else that I realize we haven't even expressed on YouTube, and that is like, at the beginning of the year, we're like, this is what you can expect for the rest of the year. We're going to be doing this many videos and this much. Like, we made a promise, I think, to do on the beach house like 3 videos a week or something.
Okay.
Did we?
Sounds right.
And it was like one that was a vlog, one that was like something
Are you calling out my imperfections right now?
Are you feeling
Make
insecure?
your point. I am.
I can't remember what we said.
We're going to do a vlog every week. We're going to do a skit adventure video every week. And we're going to do a family game every week.
Okay.
So 3 videos a week.
So,
I remember.
Okay.
Like,
well,
it's still on my mind.
Okay. It's still on my mind too. But I think as we have lost a lot of income, we haven't really explained that we're taking some time right now to build our other businesses really, really quick so that we can have the money we need to be able to continue doing YouTube and all the things we want to do.
Just to be able to survive at this point. To be able to
survive. And like, so that's, I guess I haven't explained to the internet. I have a hard time like feeling like I need to explain myself to the internet. We just do what we want to do. And sometimes we explain it and sometimes we don't, which I'm sure is probably really frustrating to most people, but
I see all the comments. People are like, why haven't you posted on the beach house? It's been a month.
Have we not posted in a month?
We've posted now.
Okay.
But we did go several weeks without posting.
Okay.
We only posted 1 video on the entire month of January. That's the biggest break we've ever taken.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to get back into it.
Yeah.
100%.
Me too.
Okay. So I think this is the part you've been waiting for this whole video, and we're sorry, at least I am, that it took so long to get here. I want to tell you guys about our next big adventure. It's pushing me to do hard things that I've never done before. We've
both had to take a lot of big deep breaths and just like,
I can do this.
I can do something new.
I got this. I can handle it. I can do hard things. And so
I can do new things that aren't comfortable or familiar at all.
Definitely. Okay, so what we're doing is something called ClickFunnels, which is basically just a website. But it specializes in selling like products or services. Like literally you can do anything with ClickFunnels. I'll even put an affiliate link in the description if you sound interested in this, if it seems interesting to you. But basically the way that it works is we build a product, which we've never done before. We've always just purely entertainment YouTube videos. Well, now I'm like,
sometimes shout out products from other people.
If it's a paid brand deal.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, Becca, we've never considered making a product. People have been telling us to make a product for years and years and years and years. And we've always been like, no, we're good. I just like to entertain our audience and make fun videos, right? And so now I'm like, okay, if we do have to make a product to be able to survive financially, what would we do? Well, let's make something that's really, really cool that people will actually love, right? And so, of course, as soon as I start thinking about it, I have like a dozen ideas pop into my mind, and I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Like, I've never actually seriously thought about doing a product, but now that I know that I have the resource that I need to be able to sell the product, now I have tons of ideas. And I'll just tell you guys a couple of them that we're working on right now that I'm really excited about. And the first one is we're building a treasure hunt that's all digital downloads. So think like you watch some of our treasure hunts on the beach house, right? We have these really cool clues and there's like a coded message and we have to like figure out the cipher. And once we figure out the coded message, then it reads and we can say, oh, underneath the stairs. Oh, cool. Okay. Now we go underneath the stairs and then there's like this next clue and it's another coded message with like a cryptic thing. And you have to like do this thing. And, anyway, it's this fun adventure, right? You've watched the videos. So I was like, how can we give that experience to our audience to be able to feel and go through for themselves, for you guys? And so I was like, man, so I was talking to Ryan and we're like, what if we had these like clues that were just printables? So it's all written out on paper and it looks really, really cool. And it's all already made with a coded message already in there that could be universally applicable to anyone's home. Because every home has a bathroom. Every home has a kitchen, right? Like anybody that has the internet to be able to watch our videos and to go online and buy a digital download, they're probably going to have a window. So we take all these common things that every home has and we apply the clues to those places so that literally people can buy the treasure hunt download. They can go print it off and then they can cut it out and then they can hide the clues in those places in their house.
And basically just experience what they've been experiencing through us this whole time, but
right.
They get to actually experience it.
They get to live it for themselves.
Live it for themselves for the first time, which, you know what I think is really interesting about this?
Yeah.
That is why we were so successful with our booths at CVX.
Because it's interactive.
Because it was so interactive. And it was, what our goal with those booths was to be able to bring a video experience to life for anyone that came to our booth.
Yeah.
And like, everybody loved it.
Yeah.
They loved it so much. And so it's just interesting to me that now we're trying to do that with a product to be able to have them be able to experience it for themselves, what they've always loved watching and experiencing through us. So now they can do it just for themselves. I love that.
And I love it too, because like a lot of parents or grandparents watch our videos with their kids or their grandkids, or a lot of kids watch the videos. And so now the kids can be like, hey, Mom, I want this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to offer it. We're going to give like a simple treasure hunt for free. It's all like part of the psychology of like sales and marketing. Like I'm trying to learn all this and I am a novice. I am not good at sales. I tried sales years ago. If you listened to the podcast in the beginning, you know the stories. I was a failure as a salesman. And so I'm like trying to learn all this so that I can actually be successful for the first time in my life. And I feel like I have what I need, the resources that I need to be able to push through my limitations and do it anyway. So we're going to give like a free digital download treasure hunt in exchange for an email address. And then once then they get past that page, then they get the opportunity to upgrade. And then now they pay for the treasure hunt that's like bigger and better than the first one. So they're still going to get that freebie. Everybody gets the freebie. Like that's a gift that we want to give.
Yeah.
And honestly, we're motivated because we do genuinely want to give back to our fans that love the treasure hunts. But then the people that, want to support us even further, they can upgrade and buy the cooler treasure hunt that's going to have some clues that they've probably seen before from our past treasure hunts. But it's also going to have some new stuff in there too. So anyway, super excited about that. I'm so excited.
That's the one that Michael has been working full time with Ryan building for days.
In fact, by the time this video goes up,
I bet it will be live.
It'll probably already be live. So if it is, I'll have a link in the description below and you can go download your free treasure hunt and maybe even buy the upgrade. Because honestly, it
will help us.
We're trying to over deliver and provide as much value as possible. Like we want this treasure hunt to be a memorable experience because this isn't going to be a one-time thing. Like we want to do more treasure hunts in the future where it's like themed. Like St. Patrick's Day treasure hunt, and you have to find
Easter
the gold at the pot of the rainbow, right?
The gold at the pot of the rainbow.
The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
You messed me up because you started talking about Easter. But I do think it'd be fun to do like an Easter themed treasure hunt where someone buys like these plastic eggs and they fold up the clues inside the eggs and then they hide them around their house. And so it's like
a treasure hunt.
It's like a treasure hunt, Easter theme.
An Easter egg hunt, treasure hunt.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like we have all these other fun holidays, birthday party, like Anyway, we have
Leprechaun,
a million ideas for treasure hunts
Halloween,
that are
Christmas.
like themed treasure hunts. And our hope is that you get enough value out of the first treasure hunt that you buy that you want to buy all of them, because they're all fun and they're all cool. And you might want to do them again and again. And like, it's going to be cheap enough that anybody could afford it.
Yeah.
Like we don't want it to be too expensive that people are like, oh, I can't, because I really want to do this fun treasure hunt with my kids, but it's too expensive. Like we were going to make it so cheap that
You
it's
know, like think about like Netflix or something, how people are like, oh, it's worth it. Month
worth
after
it.
month, it's worth it.
yeah.
Well, we might not have one every month, but with coinciding holidays or birthdays or, Valentine's Day, things like that. Valentine's Day will be next year, but because we're way too close,
Yeah, we missed it
it'll
this
probably
year.
be after Valentine's that we.
But anyway, big ideas, and it's really exciting for me. It's doing something that's pushing me outside of my comfort zone to do something that I've never done before. But it's good too because it's making me stretch as a person, and I'm becoming more like successful and just I don't know. It's giving me a passion.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because remember that who's our friend that is from Hawaii that's a motivational speaker?
Oh, Richie?
Yeah, Richie Norton. He said something about why people are sad when they plateau. Or they don't even know they're plateauing. Like you reach a new high and then you kind of go, that was my goal. Like, what do I do now? Like, was that all I wanted in life? And they get sad.
Right.
And like,
I've been there. I know that
we've
feeling.
done that where we had our best month on YouTube that we've ever had, and we were just like, yeah, it's happening. And then
But what people don't realize is the passion and the excitement and joy is in the climb.
Yep.
It's not at the destination, it's in the journey.
Yeah.
And so by setting this new goal for myself to do something hard that I've never done before, I'm starting out this new journey, and I'm like, man, this is fun. This is really hard. And there's times where I'm just like, I can't do this. And then I'm like, yes, I can. And I just keep going. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, I did it. And I just feel so great.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, this climb is like hard, but I can kind of step away and say like, I've taken this journey before, and I know that this is hard, but I know it's so worth it.
Yeah.
And once I hit that top, then it's like, okay, what's next?
Yep.
Because I want to always be improving.
Yes. Instead of just like, okay, ultimate goal, done. I can die now.
Okay, now I'm dead. That's it. I'm done. So, do you guys want to hear about some other fun projects that we're doing?
Wait. Whisper which ones you're talking about. Okay.
If you want to hear it, keep listening. If you don't have to keep listening. But I'm really excited about this next one. So.
I guess I want to make sure we're not revealing all our secrets just yet.
Which ones are you wanting to keep secret?
I don't know, ones that aren't quite ready.
You don't want people to steal it? Is that why?
Yeah.
Don't steal my ideas.
Don't steal our ideas.
That's okay. It's cool.
No, you just said it's okay for them to steal.
Because we'll always do a better job than anybody. No one can rip us off because we're always going to do better.
Wow.
That was always that.
Wow.
I have to preface that whenever we did like treasure hunts and people are like, I want to do a treasure hunt video on YouTube. I'm like, go ahead. Like, it's not going to be as cool as ours. And it's
Not
true.
all of ours are like really, really. It's only like our main or few really big treasure hunts that we're like, yeah.
Hey, if somebody else can do it better, then that just means that I need to get better.
That's true.
So if you can do a better job, like, all right, challenge is on, challenge accepted. Let's do this, right?
Yeah, you just want to support.
I'm
each
not
other,
about
right?
to squish somebody's enthusiasm for life just because I want to be the only one doing something.
I guess that's a good point. But I want to make some money before we get it stolen from us.
Okay, I'll just tell you guys
Just kidding.
one other project that we're working on that I'm really excited about, if I have your permission. That's something I'm learning about. And like when you're doing sales, is always ask permission
Before you're like,
to sell
hey,
them,
blah, 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 blah.
because then it's like they don't feel offended that you're pitching something to
Well,
them.
what do you guys say? Huh?
If you want to hear it, say yes.
What's yes in Spanish?
Sí.
Sí. I knew that. Why did I ask?
We just watched Dora the Explorer.
The movie,
hilarious.
it was so funny.
It was well done. I
was
liked
like,
it a lot.
okay, that's actually really funny. They
Anyway,
made fun of themselves.
okay, I'm just going to assume if you're still watching this, you want to hear it. Okay, so the other project that we're working on.
Oh, yeah, that was time for you to click away if you didn't want to hear it.
Okay, the other project that we're working on is actually really ambitious. I'm working on it with 5 other people, five or 6 other people.
I lost count.
5 other people. But we're building a course that you can sign up for. And the whole purpose of the course is to help you to be able to learn how to make money online as an affiliate. So it teaches you the entire process of how to become an influencer. Literally
anyone can do it.
Yeah. So it helps you learn how to create an influence and a following on Facebook, Instagram. We're going to do YouTube. We're going to do podcasting. We're going to teach all the different social media platforms and how to grow an audience on those platforms. And then how to sell a product to those audiences as an affiliate so that you can be able to earn money working from home in your part-time, in your spare time. Basically duplicating what we've created with YouTube. And now with YouTube, right, we make ad revenue and that's great, but we want to teach people how to make affiliate income. So whenever we say, hey, like for ClickFunnels, I said in the description below, if you're interested in ClickFunnels, which is what we're using to sell our products, there's a link in the description below. Now, if you click on that link, we get an affiliate commission. And every single month that you renew your ClickFunnels because you're using it and you're making a ton of money and you love it, then I get a piece. I get an earning check every single month that you renew from ClickFunnels as a way of saying, hey, thank you for bringing us an awesome customer. We're going to keep paying you. And then you could literally do the same thing. Like you sign up for ClickFunnels and you tell other people about ClickFunnels, then you can make money off of those people. And so that's called affiliate revenue. And so we're teaching people how to make affiliate revenue online. We're building an entire course and I'm really excited about this one.
The best information you can get. Like we want experts to teach on each of the different social media aspect. Like
we're having experts teaching on each of the different aspects of really entrepreneurialism.
Yeah.
So we're teaching a course on like the lessons that we've learned as we've become entrepreneurs. And these are things that we've never shared on our podcast. We've never shared anywhere else. That's really business mindset, like life goal improvement trainings. And then we have somebody else and we're also going to be talking about how to build YouTube, how to build a social media following. We have somebody else who's also joining us doing social media with us, which is really going to get down to the basics of like how to make a Facebook page, what types of posts you want to make on Instagram, like those types of things they're going to be training on so that you can build a tribe and a following, and then you can pitch this affiliate product to them. And we're going to have trainings on the entire thing. It's like
really exciting.
A full comprehensive course to where anybody can just come in with no experience, no prior knowledge. They join the course, they pay the fee, and now they get this awesome value. Like we're wanting to over deliver so much. But that one I'm really excited about because I see that being a huge impact and a huge blessing for so many people all around the world who are like, I know that people are making money online, but I have no idea how to do it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where to start. And like, there's so many people that are offering these different courses and trainings. And like, I don't know if I can trust them or if it even works. Like what we're going to be teaching you is exactly what we're doing and it's working. Mm-hmm. But
or if we're not the ones teaching and it's someone else, it will be an expert in the field. Yeah. So somebody who knows what they're doing, who's done it before, or who's very experienced or knowledgeable in that area.
One of the guys on our team, he's a financial advisor and he helps people. He's doing a training series to help you identify, maybe what your spending habits are and how you can clean those up a little bit and how you can save and how you can go from like a consumer mindset to more of a like investor and business mindset financially. But just a rock star team. I think there's, now that I'm counting it up in my mind, I think there's 6 of us total. And that's 7 if we include you, because you're part of the trainings too. But I'm just so fired up about this one because we're going to be doing a lot of good in the world. Mm-hmm. And I want to make an impact. I want to help people. And
you're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
And it's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
There's a bright light at the end of the tunnel.
Finally.
Finally, we're seeing a way out.
Yeah.
Of what
it's been scary. It's been rough. But you know, something we've talked about many, many times is that we're on a good path right now.
Yeah.
And more hope than we've ever seen for the future ever. And that includes with how well YouTube's done. And like, we feel good about where things are going. We know we're in the right spot. And the interesting part about all of that is that we had to go through struggling with the idea of losing everything we have to get us desperate enough to look for something else. That means we're really thick-headed.
But boy, I'm glad we did.
Me too.
Because I feel like this thing that we found is going to change our lives more than we even realize. Even at this moment right now, like we think it's going to be big, but I don't even think we realize how big it's going to be.
Oh, that makes me really excited.
And YouTube is just going to be fun. It's just purely for the joy of being a creator, creating something beautiful that people can enjoy and bring happiness to people, and just purely for fun.
So I guess the lesson in all of this is sometimes when you feel like you're losing everything, that might just actually be the beginning of something better than you ever thought.
Ooh, I like that. I think that's a good way to end this video.
That's right. I did not expect you to react like that.
That was powerful.
Well,
sometimes when you think everything's ending, it's just the new beginning for something better than you even realized.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. That's true.
That's where we're at right now.
Yeah. So you guys get to be with us on this whole journey.
So don't give up in the middle of the hard time. That's really what's important.
Don't
like
ever give up.
I feel like we could have given up and been like, okay, let's sell our house. Let's go back to a life that we knew once that was at least sustainable.
Well, we talked about it.
You know, we talked about it. We talked about just giving up and being like, okay, all the things that we've earned so far, we could just sell them off and then we won't have to worry so much.
Mm-hmm.
And we could just live through YouTube drying up and move on to something else eventually. But instead we were like, what if we just worked really, really, really hard right now on something else and grew something else and made it happen? Like, figure out what we need that could take the place so that we can still live our dream and so that we don't have to give up and we can just live a better life, or the same, live on the same at least level of what we're doing now, instead of being like, okay, it's time to give up. We've gotten this far, like I can't even. I'm sure there will be a day when we look back, when we're multimillionaires or something like that, and we cannot believe how close we came to giving up. When we were this close,
right.
Oh
yeah.
Like, and that's where we are now. We just can't give up. We just gotta keep working hard, and we will get there. And one day we'll look back and just be like, oh, that was hard, and that was so
that was a close one.
That was a close one.
Cool. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for enjoying the podcast today. We hope you guys just love it so much. And we have more fun podcasts coming every single week.
Yep.
We are
I think
committed.
we're going to be talking about our teenage years, dating and stuff next time.
Yeah.
Right?
Good times.
Something like
good
that.
times. So stay tuned to Beach Theory. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.